Hello everyone, my name is Petra and welcome back to a short tour video of Tiergarten Edelwald. As already talked about last week, this week I didn't really had time to record anything due to my university exams and also the short vacation that I took over the weekend together with my girlfriend. So I didn't really have time to record a full-length speed build video for you guys to now post a 30-minute plus video on this channel. But I still thought, hey, let's do a short tour video of stuff that I have done in the little time that I had between last week and this week. Most of it was done during our first live stream of the year last Thursday, where we actually finished what we see in front of here. We finished the rat house, the mouse house, whatever you want to call it, next to our Wallaby enclosure. We will go take a look at that in a moment. But yeah, as I said, only a short video this week, only a short tour video of two things that I built in the zoo. This is the first one, the other one you will see later. And then also we will name the animals that you guys suggested under last week's koala video. Thank you very much already for all the lovely name suggestions. And yeah, next week, so yeah, next Wednesday, you should see a normal length video again, normal sized speed build video again, because yeah, then I'm done with my university exams, hopefully. Let's cross fingers here, and then I should have again more time to record videos. So next week we should be back to the normal schedule. But let's start with our little tour here. And as I said, we have now finished the interior for the mouse house, or actually the rat house, as it's called in Schönbrunn, and as I also call it here in Edelwald, which features 3 species of rats, which are also mouse in a way, mice, not mouse. But yeah, we call it the rat house, or the Rattenhaus as it's called in German, which also means the same, rat house. And yeah, as I said in the live stream, we finished the interior. I just added some small tidbits here and there to fully fledge it out. And we first enter this dark room here with a lot of information signs made by the amazing Line. Of course, you know the workshop item for this one there. His information signs are amazing. And this is actually kind of a dark, a night house, a nocturnal house in a way, because of course rats and mice are primarily nocturnal animals. So once we enter the next room, I actually will do it right now. I will turn it to nighttime to really get the effect, because of course in Planet Zoo nighttime isn't really, or indoor interiors aren't really dark. But yeah, if we step through this curtain, we get into the animal exhibit space, where we have our 3 exhibits. Of course, none of them with real animals, all of them implied. And the first one that we have here is an exhibit for, I think they called fancy rats in English. So basically the domestic form of the common rat, which we feature in this little, it's supposed to be simulating a barn style exhibit, or like a barn where the rats have taken residence. There are not in here, no implied animals in here, because I think there is no custom animal model on the workshop for these. But yeah, they probably would be hiding somewhere in the crates or in the straw, sleeping, most likely in their little sleeping chamber over here, which is connected to this little tunnel. And then you have all this equipment and food, of course. There's always food in these rat exhibits, because they're always eating all these ways to climb around and to have fun and play, which I think is a nice little enclosure. You can also look through this angle here to get another viewpoint. And next up, we have, I have to read this up because I never get this name right. We have the Northern Luzon giant cloud rat, made possible with a wonderful model by I Am Robustus, or Rob as he's known in the community. I will link the link to this workshop, his workshop page, down in the description of this video. But yeah, he made this wonderful model of the Luzon giant cloud rat, which we feature in this more tropical enclosure over here, with all these sticks where they can climb around, because they are very arboreal rat species. So we need some verticality for them to play around. And right next to them we have the African giant pouched rat, also made by Robustus in the same workshop set basically, which features a more deserty enclosure with more stones and desert plants. Some sticks either way because rats like to have a more elevated viewpoint to see their surroundings, to look out for prey. Where we can also have these two rats running around in the enclosure. This is basically it for the rat house. It's nothing much. It's a small nocturnal house for some rat species, which of course can easily be changed out for different species if need to. The enclosures are fairly sized for all different kinds of rats and stuff like that. So yeah, it's a lovely little enclosure. Nothing more on this side basically. Let's turn it to daytime again so we can see actually something. And that is the rat house. And on the other side we now have another building right on the other side of our old entrance gate, which of course isn't an entrance gate anymore. We have this building, which now serves no real purpose. It's probably just a storage building. There's nothing in here apart from stuff clipping into it from the outside where I built something. So there's no interior to it apart from a path that will show later. But if we follow the main path, the visitor path around, we come to this antiquity, this old cage structure over here, which is actually an old bear cage from when animals haven't been kept in the most suitable environments, so to say, in very horrible ways. And this basically is an old still existing bear cage that has survived all the modernizations that the zoo achieved, and is now featured as kind of bit of a museum piece here to show the visitors how bears have been kept in the past. I also placed down this, I think it's an award statue from one of the campaign missions, which is the closest we have to an in-game bear statue in terms of actual size of the grizzly bear. I think they are a bit larger, but it's just here to basically sell the idea how little space these animals had in the past, and there will probably not just be one bear in here, there will probably 2 or 3 in here, because they just crammed these things full of animals so that guests could always see them. They had no space to hide basically. You can view them from all angles. But yeah, and I really like it. It's a really nice piece of history that is also of course in the rear zoo of Schönbrunn. And I really like especially this outcrop here, this dome, which is a pain in the ass, was a pain in the ass to make. Just to give perspective, it has nearly 4,000 pieces, just this piece alone. A lot of hinges. The hinge came in favor for me of making this, but I would never do it again. It's so many pieces. And as I said, it just serves as a museum educational perspective. Ideally, I would have a plaque here saying a view into the past or something like that, and explain what this was. I still have to make that, so I just slapped the Tiergarten Edelwald default image over here. But really cool to have that now in our zoo, in our very historic zoo, of course. And if we follow this path, this is of course the hippo house. We come to this dead end, at least for the visitors. There's a nice bench here with some flowers, and then we get. Oh, that was the autosave. We get into the backstage area. Nothing on this side yet. There will be something in the future. But this is basically the access point for the keepers to get into this area over here. This would be a storage area for food or for tools and stuff like that. And then we have these crates and things like that to also serve as a storage area. And as I talked about the path, one last thing before we already end this this tour is maybe you have wondered where I store all my keeper huts and stuff, recreation centers and medical facilities, stuff like that, all the things you need in this game to make the zoo functional. And for that, let me hop out of the camera for a second. And if we follow this path, because of course we need these things to get keepers to get some food and something like that, if you go down here, you see that I basically, if you aren't watching the streams, you don't know that I built this giant someone called it Pacha's anthill colonies that he always built under his zoos. But this is basically my ant colony of underground facilities for all the keepers and other staff members in my zoo, with all the staff centers, with all the staff rooms with the veterinary surgery centers and animal storage facilities, stuff like that. A huge underground maze, basically connecting for once to the central pavilion in the middle, and then to this new storage facility over here. Where was it? On the other side. To this new storage facility over here, where you basically can't see. It has no purpose anyway, so this acts now as an access point for all these animals to get looked after by the keepers. But yeah, that was it for our little tour video of these 2 new additions to the zoo. And one last thing we have to do now is name our new animals, or name some of the animals that we have now in the zoo. And we have 2 new suggestions for both koalas that we added in the last episode. And the first one comes, as of course, by that Aussie bloke. Who else would name a koala? He also, there was the one who named the Flamingo last time, Greater, and they also gave a little bit of backstory, because last time I said, he didn't give a backstory of how old that Flamingo was, and they now said that it was 83 years old, making it one of the oldest birds ever in human care, which is very impressive. That is crazy old for a flamingo. I didn't even know these flamingos get that old. But he also said that we would name the male koala either Blinky or Bill, after, of course, that famous, if you don't know this, was a famous Australian kids cartoon about a koala and his friends having adventures. I also watched when I was a kid, and the main character was called Blinky Bill. And I would say we not only name it Blinky or Bill, we ignore all that. we name them Blinky Bill, after that famous cartoon character from back then. So that is now our main koalas, and also the female also got a name by Lisa Belfast 89, who, thank you very much for your lovely comments first of all. And she asked, or they asked, I would say they asked if you could either name a female wallaby or koala Bindi. Since we have a male bachelor group of wallabies in here, so no females, we will name, of course, the koala that name. So our female koala is now called Bindi, which is also a very lovely name. So we have now Blinky Bill and Bindi, the koala pair in Tiergarten Edelwald. And yeah, with that, we already say goodbye for this week. I know it's a very short video. I'm apologizing again, but yeah, the circumstances in real life didn't allow me to record more than that, sadly. But again, next week we will be back with a longer episode. And until then, I hope you enjoyed this short video, and that I see you in the next video. Until then, have a great time, stay safe, and bye bye everyone.